everybody. This is Hadley, and I am here tonight with the one and only Scott Baker, Snakebite Rich Restucci, and a very late Alan Gamboa, who we all want to wish a very belated happy birthday. But today is his anniversary with Tina, so we're going to just kind of chit chat a little bit while we wait for Alan.
Yay!
So we get to watch plenty of scary movies for Halloween, but y'all have kids, so you know that sometimes these kind of spooky but not necessarily scary movies are kind of fun to watch. So what did y'all think about this week?
This is a good week. I thought 3 out of the 4 movies were excellent, and one of them was good. I didn't hate Space Invaders like a lot of other people do, but at the end of the day, it's a kids movie, so I thought it was pretty good.
See,
I like movies. I did too. I didn't hate it.
I couldn't stand Night of the Comet. It was like
you
hello,
you bite your heathen tongue.
It was like Night of the Valley Girl. I was rooting for the zombie. But you know what movie that really I laughed my ass off was Idle Hands. Hi, Landa.
Hey, Landa. Hey, Tony.
I mean, those two, Seth Green and that other kid. Oh my God, they
made it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Eight-Legged
Freaks.
Space Invaders was stupid, but I love the fact that everybody who voiced the aliens, like one did it as the Shining guy. I can't think
Jack
of
Nicholson.
Yeah, he did it as Jack Nicholson.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, David.
Hey, Dave. All right, I've got it shared on our Weird Realities.
Tony, Mike. Oh.
All right, so I know Rich is going to be gone next week, and we've got a special guest sitting in with us.
I hope so. I mean, he said he would do it. Is it a surprise? Should we make it a surprise?
Do we need to make it a surprise?
All right. Stephen King is actually coming on the show next week. He said he's going to do a little show with us.
And he promised he wouldn't be on cocaine.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, K-Jack.
Hey, K-Jack. So next week should be fun with Cecil. It'll be a good time. I got to remind him, actually.
I think he reminded me last week.
Oh, he did? Oh, good.
He's up. I don't know if he's picked a movie or if he's watching your movie or what. So y'all
did I pick a movie?
I don't know. I don't have anything for next week except like 1 or 2 movies.
No. Well, no. I've got a list. Let me see.
I don't even know where I am half the time.
You're in the right place if you're going to the insane asylum.
Two dongs. Yeah. I have to rely on you guys to know the movies.
Okay, well, so for 10/28, I have Halloween horror staples.
Right.
And Alan's going to have to change his because I have Space Invaders for that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Rich, you had Slither.
Oh, hell, did I?
Yeah.
No, but you're not going to be here, so we'll just take that off because I know you wanted to do gooey movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Slither's
and I had Trick or Treat.
So, yes, Jen, you're in the right place. Hello, everybody. Mike Lewis, it's good to see your happy face here. And Tony, as always.
Shout out to Mike Lewis for making those incredibly fantastic posts that he makes. Just calling in everybody. Really inspirational. Thanks, Mike. We all appreciate it.
Definitely. The highlight of my mornings is to see what he's written.
I am not a long post reader. I generally glance by those, except for his.
Yeah.
Him and a couple other people, but I read Mike's post pretty much every day because it hits home. It works for me.
Yeah.
So Scott, we're gonna start writing long posts, and we're gonna put Easter eggs in there for Rich to see if he reads them.
That's some bullshit right there, Hadley. That's some bullshit. Here he is.
Big Mike.
Kinda spinning circle. There it is.
We already wish you a happy belated birthday and a happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Double shot.
29 again?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, before we get
the
started,
19th anniversary, but
before we get started, I am going to remind everyone in the chat room to please go and like and support the show. Y'all know that helps us get noticed and pulls us up in analytics and all that great stuff that we don't really understand, but we do anyway. But and I'm going to hand it off to Alan because he's here.
Oh, where were you at? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, we already did everything.
We did everything.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're gonna do it again for you.
Let's all sing me happy birthday then.
I was saying that I had Space Invaders down for you for next week, so I need to get your Halloween staple movie.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I will have to. Yes.
I probably just wrote it in the wrong place. So it's probably my bad. So
well, I don't know if I did or not, but I will get to you on that definitely.
But my movie was The Crow, and Scott's. What was yours?
Trick or Treat.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah, that is a good one. That's a real good one. That is a classic.
Yeah.
So okay, I guess I will put the intro in our show tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. We are doing Halloween light movies that aren't scary movies. We have Idle Hands. We have Night of the Comet. We have Space Invaders. And I'm going to miss this fourth one.
You can do it.
What's the fourth?
Eight-Legged Freaks.
Eight-Legged
Freaks. Yes. So scary, not scary, I guess. Is that what we would say?
Yeah.
On these ones?
Not
these are
movies.
I call these not so scary movies.
Well, there you go. Not so scary movies.
Not so scary.
So shall we start tonight with, let's do Scott's.
All right. I had Eight-Legged Freaks. If you have, my wife refuses to watch this. She hates spiders. This movie is like a nightmare to her. If you don't like spiders, still watch this movie. It is a fun movie. It takes place in, Prospect, Arizona. It's a small little town that had everybody knows each other. It had big hopes. They thought a highway was coming through. So they spent this money. They built the mall. The highway got diverted somewhere else. Now there's like 3 shops in the mall that are open. The mayor of the town, Wyrd, convinced them to get a ostrich farm because people want ostrich meat and nobody wants ostrich meat. So Wyrd is trying to get the town to agree to sell everything, sell the houses, sell it, because he wants to give it to a developer. The developer is actually hiding toxic waste in the mines. There was a mine near there that people mined for years because there was rumors that there was a giant gold vein in it. He's illegally hiding toxic waste in there, and he wants to sell it to them so it's official. One of the trucks driving through the center of town swerves to avoid a rabbit, which I find ironic. It swerves to avoid a rabbit, knocks one of the barrels off into the water, and the next thing you know, all the flies and everything are eating the toxic water. The spiders, and there's this guy, Joshua, who runs a spider emporium. He just collects all the spiders, and he goes down, captures the insects, and feeds them to the spiders. Well, it's the toxic waste in the insects that make the spiders start to grow huge. It's a fun movie. I mean, it begins with, you get to meet all the characters. You meet Mike Parker, who's done by Scott Terra. He's the young boy. He's the youngest child of the sheriff of the town, and who is Samantha Parker, played by Carrie Ruhr. The older daughter, who is a typical 16-year-old that you just want to hit her so hard she doesn't stop rolling till she's 20. She's played by Scarlett Johansson. I can't remember her name. And then no, I don't remember the character's name. No. And then there's David Arquette, Chris McCormick, whose father owns the mine, and he's been gone for 10 years. There was an incident. He had to leave. It involved the sheriff. It involved the sheriff, Sarah, and her husband. He comes back and puts the kibosh on the plan. He doesn't want to sell the mine. That was his father's mine. That was his father's dream. and he's going to continue it. Meanwhile, as they're doing all of this, the spiders are growing bigger, and they're starting to work their way. They're eating cattle, they're eating cats, they're eating dogs, and then they wind up going into the mine with the toxic waste, become gigantic. And at that point, they need bigger food, they need more food, so they start branching out and going into prospect. I don't want to tell you what happens. It is a fun movie. I love this movie because the characters I thought were well developed, but they didn't waste like 45 minutes, on developing them. There's two characters I absolutely love. Let me get their name. There's the deputy, who's as dumb as a box of spiders. Oh God.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt for a minute.
Yes.
We disappeared off of Facebook.
Oh.
And I don't mean to
Weird.
be dramatic, but like when I go to my homepage, like my whole little flagged Facebook community, well, it's not the communities, but it's like the pages has disappeared. So
Weird.
I did a search. I found it. I've shared it on the Facebook community. So if you're still having trouble, go to our YouTube channel, and I am streaming on Twitch tonight. So
Nice.
you can definitely go and find us on those places. And I'm really sorry I don't understand what happened. So,
That is weird.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing disappeared. So I'm guessing it's a Facebook thing, or maybe I've gotten banned.
No.
So I don't know.
Facebook make a mistake? Never.
Maybe it's something
sorry for the interruption,
spooky.
Scott. I see the messages coming in the chat, and I wanted to
that's
acknowledge.
Fine. I mean, come on, that one post. You go to my page. I posted a post. Now Facebook thinks I'm suicidal and wants me to get help. So
well, we do need you to get help.
Well,
not that kind.
Like I said, I'm not suicidal. I'm homicidal. There's a difference. But as I was saying, the characters are great. They're very well developed. They introduce them with just enough of a background that develops as the movie goes on. There's my favorite characters were the deputy, Rick Overton, who just is a bumbling fool through the whole movie, but he's a riot. And there's this DJ who he lives in a trailer on the outskirts of town, and he's a conspiracy theorist. Harlan Griffin, played by Doug O'Doug, and he's another riot. And when the two of them get together, when the deputy and these two get together, they have so many. I love the argument about, you'll believe in aliens, but you won't believe in giant spiders.
Yeah.
It's a great movie because the CGI is phenomenal. I mean, these don't look like your cheap, some kid with 18-year-old with a computer. The spiders look realistic, and they're very spooky, but they degrade the spookiness with background. Like whenever you see the giant tarantula, they play a very eerie version of Itsy Bitsy Spider. All the spiders they make these voices that sound like cartoon characters. So if they're running around, like, if one of them hits a window, it'll go, oh, and then fall down. To me, it's a great blend of horror and comedy. You can't really get scared at this, but there's a lot of action in it. It's not one of these slow burn movies. They introduce some of the characters, and I think like within 25, 30 minutes, the spider attack takes place. And like the whole last half of the movie is the town of Prospect being invaded by spiders. And what I found interesting, I didn't know this, all the spiders are real. I mean, not real in the movie. Though somebody did post a theory that this was filmed in Australia, so the spiders are actual size. But the spiders themselves are based on real classes of spiders. It's a fun movie. I can watch this movie endlessly and never get bored with it. Great movie, fun. Kids could watch it. You could let your 13 or 14-year-old watch it. I don't recall there being any bad language, no nudity, no sex, unless you think getting tasered somewhere is sex. But so what did you guys think? And lady?
Rich, you look like you're got something to say.
I was surprised to see Scarlett Johansson. That was
believe
a
that was her
big, like,
first
oh my
movie.
God, is that Scarlett Johansson? She's like 4. So
I think that was her first movie.
It might have been. Yeah. This was before nobody knew who she was.
She was 18, I think, in this film.
Yeah.
I love this movie. This is probably top 5 movies that I've seen the most because my son, he saw my wife and I watch it. And he's like, "What's that?" And he was like, maybe 8, and he fell in love with it. He loved that movie. So we would watch it, every other week for the longest time. He loved it. My wife, me, even my daughter loves it. This is actually one of my favorite movies, and it's the stupidest goddamn movie in the world. It's just so stupid, and it's very nostalgic for me because my wife and the kids and we watched it so many damn times. I still can't remember the characters' names half the time, but it was everything about it was great, and especially what you said, Scott, about the dumb noises that the spiders make. It's just whoever thought to put that in there, somebody said that's a terrible idea, and they did it, and it was great. It was fantastic. I can't get enough of this film. I love this film.
this movie could have been terrifying.
Yes.
And they chose not to make it so. So thank you, people who made this movie. Again, it's not one of my favorites, but namaste for those who love it. But yeah, it was fun, but I think it's kind of dated for me because I hadn't seen it in its heyday, and I'm not a big fan of spiders. So
I think it's David Arquette's one of his best roles as a regular person because he does a lot of.
I can't look at him and not see Dewey.
Yeah,
that's all I kept thinking. Look, Dewey's running.
This one he did a good role as a straight man. Basically as a hero. Yeah, and Dougie Doug was great as the DJ. He's always good in his the roles he plays because he plays a similar role in all of them. Just about. Rick Overton, I saw him at the Comedy Club in Sacramento back in the late 80s, and so I've always been a fan of his, and he was great in this. I was gonna say the mayor, Leon Rippey.
Yeah,
he plays a great bad guy, sleazy guy. He was in The Abyss too. He's one of the oil workers. That's when I first saw him as an actor. Yeah, he was one of the guys. He looked a little different than he. Yeah, but
he's got a great character in The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Yes, yeah, right. This is a good flick. But I agree with Hadley. I saw this at the movie theaters with my family, and we loved it. And I still like it, but I thought the CGI is a little bit dated from when I first saw it. You can see the cracks in the seam of it, but it's a good flick. It's fun. If you hate spiders, this movie's not for you. Definitely.
I think I disagree. I think if you hate spiders, this movie is for you. I mean, Hadley obviously disagrees, but it puts a comedic spin on the horror of a spider.
Can you imagine opening your garage though and seeing an arachnid that big?
No.
Well, like the
squirting
scene
stuff at you.
No.
The scene I loved was when they're leaving the diner, and all the spiders that like hunt underground and like pop up and grab are taking the people from the cars. It's scary. Yeah. And this one guy, I'm not giving anything away. There's a spider in front of his car, so he drops a ladder over it, and when like the ladder hits, the spider's like, oh, so immediately takes all the horror away from it.
Well, they did give the spiders.
It could have been terrifying if they had
voices.
just changed a few things.
Yeah.
And they did give them comedic voices. The spiders are like, and I like the scene where the guys are, on the BMX bikes or. They're jumping and the spiders are jumping along with them. I thought that was a pretty good play.
That was in the trailer, actually.
Yeah. This movie, they spent $30 million making it. It only made 17 in the States and Canada.
Wow.
I know it was like one of those sleeper classics. It made 45 million worldwide. So Europeans and Asians loved it.
And here's a good horror tie-in. The guy that played the spider keeper at the beginning was Tommy Noonan.
He's all over everything. Yeah,
he played Red Dragon.
Okay,
in that Hannibal movie.
Did anybody get the quote? I looked it up. I spent 30 minutes when the parrot says to Joshua and the little kid, I see dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I mean, but did Noonan, did the character Joshua, did his actor have any relation to the Sixth Sense?
I don't know.
I
don't
looked it up,
think
and he's
so.
not in the Sixth Sense. I couldn't
Okay.
make the connection.
Maybe because the kid looked like kind of like the kid that was in the
Maybe.
Sixth Sense. Maybe.
Maybe.
I like when the bird bites it. I say, dip it. The spider gets it.
Just one piece of quick trivia. This movie was originally named Iraq Attack.
Oh, I'm glad
And-
they didn't use that.
No,
Me
but
too.
remember the scene when at the near the end, David Arquette is on the tower on the mall, and he's firing at them, and he gets mad and calls them 8-legged freaks.
Yeah.
That was an ad-lib line. The
Wow.
director loved it so much that not only did he keep it in, he changed the title of the movie.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna have to do a shout out to Tony and say that's a damn good looking dog, Tony.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
oh yes.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at them guys. Look at them guys.
We all know what I think the best looking accessory that a man can have is a German Shepherd.
Or a
See,
boxer.
I was always told it was a penis, but
I said accessory. I hope that the penis comes with you.
Not when you get married. You're going out?
Yeah.
Well, like that.
yeah, I've heard that too from my wife. A penis stays with her.
She carries it in her purse.
Yep. That's
So what do we give
Very
this movie?
small purse.
You've been
I
talking
didn't say that
Allison
out loud, did I? Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Outside noise.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Yolanda said, Londa said David Arquette was good in 3,000 Miles. Yeah, that's a good. I like that movie actually.
Yeah, that is a good
I
movie.
like him. I mean, this was a fun movie. Like I said, it was just kind of dated for me to see it for the first
Yeah.
time.
No, I get what you mean. The effects to me were a little dated, but it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's not a good movie. I love this movie. It's fun to watch. A lot of fun to
This
watch.
is the one I gotta watch. Tripper if Pee Wee Herman's in it.
Pee Wee Herman and David Arquette. How can you go wrong?
So what are we gonna give this movie?
Hadley?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Oh.
And you people are calling me snarky.
My snark has not come out yet. Wait till we
Yeah.
get the Space Invaders.
Oh no.
I like this movie. I give it a 4.9.
Rich?
I'll give it a 4.5. I truly do. Nostalgia alone is great, and I love a lot of things about this film. So 4.5.
I'll give it a 4 because I was like not really looking forward to watching it, and then I watched it, and it's fun. It's a fun movie. It's small town horror.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we have like 3 movies that are kind of like that tonight with small town horror in it. Well, let's Hadley, since you scored so high on this, let's do your movie.
Y'all so snarky to me. Oh, my God.
Oh, and also they're making a Twister series just to rub it in.
just to rub it in. Okay.
Twister series.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I'm not even gonna go there because tornadoes. But okay, so if you like giggles with your gore, you're gonna love my pick of the week. It is the cult favorite, Idle Hands. And this movie is great, but so many people haven't seen it. So I want to give a shout out to this movie because I love it. I think it's a great one. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it is a great Halloween movie. The plot follows Anton Tobias, a teenage burnout who gets possessed by an evil force that seeks to possess the, quote, laziest fuckwit it can. I want to give a holler out to Bruce Campbell for Evil Dead because I know he was the inspiration for this kid in this movie. Because his hand gets possessed.
yeah.
So while Anton is on his quest to find some weed so he can continue his, smoking the bong and watching TV all day lifestyle, he makes the horrific discovery that his parents have been murdered. And with the help of his best friends, Mick and, I'm probably not going to say it right, Nub, he deduces that somehow that his possessed hand is responsible for killing people. At which point in time, his hand then kills his best friends, Mick and Nub, who come back in zombies, and in my humble opinion, steal the whole freaking movie.
Yeah.
This is a 90s movie and has a lot of fun Easter eggs for us. It's got young Jessica Alba, Seth Green. The Offspring is the band that's playing at the Halloween dance. The DeLong, I can't, what's his name? Jeff DeLong from Blink 182 or Tom DeLong. He's in it.
Tom DeLonge.
And Vivica Ease Up Kitten Fox.
Oh, that's right. Aquarium of the
There's
Dead.
Number of other.
Aquarium of the Dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's got a number of other familiar faces. Well, Vivica was Black Mamba in the Kill Bill series, which I love.
And also she was in Aquarium of the Dead.
I'm not even mentioning that. She don't even want you to mention that. And she looks like she could kick your ass.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, wow.
You've got to watch it. It's so bad, it's good.
Anyway, Anton finds himself in a struggle as he tries to keep the hand from killing everybody else while he's trying to romance his crush Molly, played by Jessica Alba. And he just kind of lucked up into that because of the possessed hand, by the way. But they make it to the Halloween dance. Everything that can go wrong does. And there's so much, there's gags, there's bloodshed. It is gory enough for Scott Baker. I've got a feeling he liked it. You can tell Vivica Fox had a good time playing a badass druid priestess in search of the evil hand. And y'all, it's a fun movie. And but at the same time, it's Halloween. It's got the ambiance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I love it. Anyway, Idle Hands, watch it.
I agree with Hadley. It is. I started watching and I'm like, this is going to be okay. But then the minute you realize he is the murderer, and he's so drunk and stoned, he doesn't realize he's the murderer. I love the scene when he's talking to Jessica Alba, and his hand is like grabbing her butt, fondling her, and she's actually turned on by this. And he's just such a meek, mild kid. But the best part was Seth Green and the other guy who played Nub. They were perfect in this movie. It was like a Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Jerry Lewis, D. Martin, the exchange between them. I actually, at one point, they said something. I spit my iced coffee onto the computer keyboard. It's funny. It's a riot. If you're a 90s kid, you'll definitely enjoy this one. I think it was great. It's a hidden gem.
I read an article about it, and Seth Green had gone to something and he spoke on it, and he was saying that the thing that made this movie what it was that everybody had a different idea of what movie they were filming. So him and the actors thought they were doing more of a horror with some fun stuff, and he said towards the end they were just let marijuana save the day. So it was fun. And of course taking off Jessica Alba's clothes was going to happen. So
yeah,
everybody in this movie is a friggin' idiot. Everybody, every decision that's made, every single one is the wrong decision. They're all just so stupid. You could take the weed away from it, and they'd still be morons. And that's what makes this movie is just because I can see myself making some of those stupid decisions, heat of the moment, climbing through the vent. At the end, the girl saying, "I can't go down." I'm like, "You idiot, get down here, just go down." And we know what happens there. But for me, the best scene is when he's making the sandwich, and he's got the blood on the knife, and he doesn't know, and he takes a bite of the sandwich, and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, that's nasty." So I enjoyed the hell out of this movie, and half naked Jessica Alba, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
This is a fun movie. We saw this at the movie theater when it came out, and we enjoyed it, and it was fun to watch it again. My favorite scene is when Seth Green sticks his hand in his pants and then he smells it.
Yeah.
That was just like, oh, that's so gross. I mean, all these guys look like they stunk in this movie, you know?
Yeah.
And Fred Willard, this had Fred Willard at the beginning, you know?
For 2 minutes, yeah.
Can't go wrong with Fred Willard. Classic, you know? It had a lot of good effects. The effects were great in it. The humor, you know, was just over the top. It was good. Jessica Alba cannot act, and this movie proved it. Yeah. It was probably one of her first movies, but she, to me, everybody else was miles above her. Even Seth Green and Eldon Henson, who played Foggy Nelson in the Daredevil series. Yeah. That's where you saw Eldon Henson.
Well, they were great.
They were
They
great.
totally
Stole a show.
And then the lead, Devin Sawa, he's B-movie actor now. He's in this turkey I'm going to unleash on you guys during turkey season, The Fanatic. So this was fun. This is a fun one. It's a good pick. I can't say anything bad about this movie, really.
Yeah.
You know, except for Jessica Alba's acting. You know.
Well, like we were interested in her acting.
I was gonna say, I'm just as Stephen Drysdale gives half-naked Jessica Alba $10.
10 dongs.
Yeah.
So what do we give this movie, Hadley?
I give it a 4.5. I enjoy it. To me, it is a Halloween movie. It is one you can, well, I mean, maybe you wouldn't watch it with your kids. But then again, I know Alan would.
We did. We actually watched it with our kids, I believe.
Yeah, it's fun. And it, again, is very much for the season. So I'm 4.5.
Scott?
4.5, and I would let my 10-year-old nephew watch the movie. But my 10-year-old nephew is as demented as I was. He's a huge monster kid. And he's exactly like I was when I was 10. So I figure, you know, in 30 years, he's going to be a best-selling horror author.
Chip off the old Scott. How about you, Rich?
I'm going to give it a solid 4. I enjoy this movie. There's a lot about it that's great. It's not going to win any awards, not any horror awards, but it's funny. Like Scott said, it's Seth Green and I can't remember that other kid's name, but they just kill it.
Yeah. I give it a 4 too. I love this movie. It's fun, a lot of fun. I like his name's Anton. Always reminds me of Anton LaVey. You know,
well, that's who it was named after.
Is that who his name?
That was who the character was named after.
No.
Good choice.
But I mean,
naming your kids.
I love the comment that Randy, the one with the Ford.
Yeah.
He had the hots for the Vivica Fox character, and he's like, "Ease up, kitten." Like, I was going to call me kitten.
He was in Event Horizon.
Yep.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a guy that got
a lot of stuff.
One of the cops was in Twister, Alan.
Oh yeah. The one that got tased in the face, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's in The People Under the Stairs.
That's
he's
right.
The kid that's under the stairs. So.
That's right. He's got a thing on TikTok where he talks about the 35 nicest actors he's worked with, and Seth Green was one of them. And so was who's the guy that was in Twister that he died?
Bill Paxton?
Not Bill Paxton.
Seymour.
Yeah, he said what a
Seymour
great
Hoffman.
person. Yeah, if you ever see on TikTok, it's kind of interesting, but you know.
Sorry, I'm reading Steve's comments.
That's great. Keep it in the family, right, Scott?
It's really sad. My mother and my sister keep on saying, "Oh my God, he's the splitting image of you when you were his age." So.
Well, that's awesome. So I give this one a 4. So, folks, if you haven't seen this one, it is well worth your time.
It is definitely worth it.
I think it's going to go in my probably must-watch October movies from now on. I kind of forgot about it, and then
watch it when you're high.
The way he did his hand, I mean, he acted with that really good.
Yeah,
you know, like the hand was a separate entity.
Like
by the way, you know, that was Thing from the Addams Family.
What was the hand?
Yes. It was the same hand actor. It's the same hand.
Oh, was it really?
Yes. I'm not.
The hand didn't look a day over 50.
I know, right?
Wow. Well, it's from the Addams Family Values movies.
Yeah.
He was sharpening his nails in the pencil sharpener.
Oh, all right. Let's save yours for last, Rich. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
I know we've all got something to weigh in on that one. Mine is Space Invaders. And this one, I took my kids to see, and my wife, and so it's got a lot of nostalgia for me because our kids had a lot of fun with it, and I actually enjoyed this movie. When one saucer of an invasion force has engine trouble, it lands on Earth. It happens to be Halloween, and it happens the invaders are only about 4 feet tall. As the bumbling aliens wander around the countryside, they're taken to be children, and they make friends with 2 children, one who is the daughter of the sheriff. As their troubles mount, it's difficult for 5 aliens to conquer a world, and that's what they're trying to do. They begin to give up their plans of conquest. but then there is a nasty killer robot. And this story takes place in Big Bean, Illinois, who just got an off ramp so you could go there. It's a dying town, like in the Spider movie, like in Eight Legged Freaks.
Yeah.
And I love this movie. The alien effects are I thought were really cool. They had the alien pilot that sounded like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a fun, and it's a kids movie. I mean, it's got a lot to it. It reminded me of you ever seen that cartoon Invader Zim, especially the beginning when the alien overlord has got his generals all around. He's telling them, we're going to put one of these killer robots on your ships to make sure you send your men out to fight. And this one alien says, well, I don't want my men to be, ruled by this guy. And he gets zapped into this, into nothing. And the other aliens are like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll take one on board, yeah. I laughed my ass off on that part. But I thought this is just a fun holiday movie, Halloween holiday movie. And what do you guys think? Oh, yeah.
Not my
You're going to pee on me. You're going to pee on this kids' holiday movie. How dare you?
I'm not going to pee on it. It had its ups and downs. There were a couple of decent scenes, which I cannot for the life of me remember. I was like, I'm going to have to write this down and I mentioned this during the show, and it's just gone. So nothing really stuck with me on this, except for the fact that the guy, he sounded like Jack Nicholson, and the girl from Jurassic Park is in it.
Right.
Other than that, I didn't know a single other actor in this movie other than that. But yeah, it just didn't work for me. I didn't hate it. No, there's no snark. Not on this one. I'll give you snark on mine in a minute. But this one was. I will not watch this film again. I had seen it a few years ago with the kids, just like you. I think we went to the movies to see this, and I always mix it up with. There's another movie called Aliens in the Attic, and I mix these two together. And that's the one I thought we were watching because I like that one better than this one. And I get into this, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. I don't want to say I don't like it because that's not the truth, but I certainly don't love it. That's about the best I can do. Sorry, Scott.
The best part of the movie were the aliens.
Yeah,
it's the actors, the acting, the plot was not that good, but it was the aliens themselves. It was the robot that was like coming to Earth to destroy them because they screwed up the mission. I remember, I still can hear the Jack Nicholson's voice in the pilot. Plus, I remember there was like the scientist had a German accent, the evil German doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, the voices they did were so stereotypical, but they were funny and they were stupid.
Yeah.
They were the dumbest aliens I have ever seen. That's what made it fun.
Thank God.
Yeah. And that's what made it fun. It was a good kid. I'm sure 10-year-olds love it, think it's great. I thought it was entertaining. Again, like you said, Rich, it's not one of my favorites. I'll probably never watch it again, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
I love the alien effects in it. They were seamless to me. They did a really good job on them. Hadley?
Not my favorite. I felt dumb after watching it. I was like, oh my God. No, this was not my favorite. I'm sorry, Alan.
Okay.
Again, this is something I'm coming in late to the party to see. I didn't like the alien that sounded like Jack Nicholson. I thought that was kind of, I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But it was just, it stretched the limit of my belief. The only thing I can think of is
Maybe
Facebook. I don't know, y'all. I've sent y'all the screenshot of what I got.
Yeah.
But anyway,
maybe they don't like our choice of movies this week.
they didn't like Space Invaders either. But no, Space Invaders, it just didn't hit me right. So I watched it, and it's just I would not have left the TV on if we weren't going to talk about it. So I just don't have really an opinion one way or the other.
You have a cold, cold heart.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have kids, so like the stuff that y'all saw when it came out, 20 years ago, I didn't see. So
Neither do I, and I liked it.
Honestly, though, that's a good point because a movie like I'm trying to think of Eight-Legged Freaks, not a movie that I would flip out over if I didn't have the nostalgia of having seen it with my wife and
Right.
kids. Half a dozen. It's probably more like 20 times over the course of 5 or 6 years. Just my son just absolutely loved that movie. What are we watching this weekend? Let's watch Eight-Legged Freaks. So
Right.
I get it. I get exactly what you said, Hadley. You're right. So without that background to throw you in there and have that nostalgia, probably would have dropped a couple points for me.
Yeah, yeah, because I watched it with my kids. They loved it. And that part where the kid's in the duck suit and they go duck, no duck. My wife would always do that when we're driving with the kids, and the kids would all duck.
Now that little kid that played the duck, he was badass though.
He was funny. Yeah. I liked him.
Yeah,
I needed more of him, less the little green people. But the little monsters, I mean, and that's what they look like to me. They look like monsters. They didn't look like aliens.
Shit, weren't they brown? Were they green?
No, they were green.
They were green.
They were green. Yeah, they were green. Little green man.
That's the wrong movie.
You know what they reminded me of? Do you remember that? Oh, there was like a TV show, a Saturday morning TV show about like dinosaurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They reminded me of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
I can see that. But no, like I said, it wasn't a good movie for me.
Oh, they probably feel that way about you.
They probably do. I was kind of sad about the old guy, and he was like, maybe that's probably where it went wrong with me about the little old man with his dogs. I'm looking over at Boog when this is us.
That was Royal Dano. He's an old cowboy actor, and he's been in a lot of movies. So
what's going to be disappointing?
But I will say the sheriff was Bill from Designing Women, who was engaged to Charlene.
That's right.
Yes, he was a pilot. You remember? And that's the only thing I remember him ever being in.
Yeah.
What's going to be disappointing if aliens invade and when they come out of the ship, they look like the Space Invaders?
Yes, that will be.
How they'll be.
Who are these little short people? Who are these little tiny humans?
They'll be like, die, Earth scum.
Yeah. And we'll send our dogs after them.
Oh, well, I'm afraid to ask, but Hadley, what do you give this one?
I'm just going to give it a 2, and I'm sorry. Like I said, it just didn't hit it for me.
Say that again. Say you're sorry again.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry your movie sucked, Alan. For your birthday, I'm sorry you sucked the movie, Alan. Happy anniversary, Alan. Your movie sucked.
Oh, you know what? Twister's going to be a series. It's going to be a series on every channel.
I've gotten notice all week that there's going to be a Twister 2, and there's got Helen Hunt coming back.
Yeah, which is going to be ridiculous.
I don't think Bill Paxton's coming back.
No, I don't think so.
But it's going to have their daughter who didn't exist in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, Scott, what do you give this one?
I give it a 3, and I probably would have gone 2.5, but I thought the actors who did the aliens were worth a 3.
Well, you know what they kind of reminded me of? The Men in Black monsters.
Actually, a little bit. The little skinny guys walking. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. They kind of had that same kind of.
Who were brown, by the way. Just saying.
They were like little bugs too.
Yeah.
Are we really getting race involved in this? Green versus brown. What do you think, Rich?
So I'm gonna give it a 3 just because everybody else shit on it. It wasn't bad. It's not. You know what? It is bad. It's just bad. It just wasn't a good movie. I'm just never gonna watch this film again.
I give this one a 10. A John Holmes 10.
John Holmes, 10 dongs, 10 inches, 2 dongs.
There you go.
That was a little short.
Well, I'm just gonna go soak in my.
No.
7 Up.
Haven't gotten to the best one yet.
Okay, so we have Night of the Comet. Oh, Boba Hotep's a classic.
I was gonna say, I like me some Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love that movie.
All right,
Rich, you're up.
Doesn't.
Nope.
All right, my film was Night of the Comet. I was 16 years old when Night of the Comet was released in 1984. 65 million years or so before that, the same comet that's in this film passed by Earth. Something else happened 65 million years ago. The dinosaurs went extinct. Coincidence? I think not. Movie theater usher and Tempest video game titan Reggie, played by Catherine Mary Stewart, who I had a wicked crush on when I was a kid, and her pseudo-boyfriend Larry are going to miss watching the comet pass by Earth as they are up in the projector room, making it, as they say. Reggie's sister Sam, played by Kelly Maroney, is it Tony? Somebody knows Kelly Maroney. Somebody here knows Kelly Maroney. Anyway, after a fight with her evil stepmother, she runs away and sleeps in the steel shed in the backyard. As both the projector room and the shed are made out of steel, both sisters are protected from the deadly rays of the comet as it passes by. Those not protected, much like the dinosaurs, are turned into red dust. Venturing out the next day, Larry gets smacked on the dome by a monkey wrench-wielding zombie. Apparently, if you weren't completely protected from the rays of the comet, you turn to dust much slower and you start to get the munchies first. Reggie battles the zombie and escapes on Larry's motorcycle, then goes home to get her Valley Girl sister. The sisters figure out shit has gone down when they can't reach anybody and there's nothing but red sand and clothing in the street. So they do what any red-blooded young American girl would do in the 80s. They head to the local radio station. Hector, played by Robert Beltran, who I absolutely love, pulls into town in his truck. He spent the night in the back of the truck with a girl he picked up who was subsequently gobbled up by a zombie as well. He ends up following the pre-recorded DJ's voice to the same radio station, and our three main characters meet up. Merriment ensues when Hector goes off to find his family. Sam broadcasts on the radio, and a think tank who were smart enough to hide from the comet, but not smart enough to close the vents. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. They all hear the radio broadcast. Reggie and Sam decide to go shopping to the sounds of a ripped-off Cyndi Lauper, and few almost zombies capture them, and they're about to execute them when the think tank shows up and kills them. The scientists kills the bad guys, not the girls. The scientists take Reggie back to their evil lair to steal her blood and make a serum to save their dumb scientific asses. Jeffrey Lewis, who's the vampire in the chair from Salem's Lot, look at me, teacher. He plays Dr. Carter, head douche of the think tank, who is slowly turning into a zombie and ultimately dust along with the rest of the morons who can't close a friggin' window. Hector shows up, finds out one of the doctors who stayed behind from the radio station, and she tells him what's going on. She opts out of turning into a zombie via lethal injection. She sticks some crap in her arm and dies. Hector and Sam storm the think tank facility, save Reggie, who is in the process of saving herself and two kids, and Dr. Carter blows himself up. After that, it's basically happily ever after, with Hector and Reggie as the parents, the two rescued kids as their kids, and Sam and her new Mercedes driving boyfriend as their aunt and uncle. Excuse me. Something of note for Reggie and Sam, they were not helpless victims. They were badass young women trained in the use of automatic weapons and tactics by their military dad, which I kind of like that. This film did quite well during its initial release. It was at number 3, I think, and it grossed $14.5 million with a budget of only $700,000. And it has since turned into a cult classic. A remake of the film has been planned, and the script was submitted to Orion Pictures back in 2018, but nobody really knows anything about that right now. One of the best parts of the film is that it never takes itself seriously. It's supposed to be dumb, and it has elements of other cult classics from the 70s, such as Dawn of the Dead and The Omega Man, 2 films that I absolutely love. Way better than this one. A couple of trivia points. The character of Sam, who is like the Valley Girl sister, was Joss Whedon's inspiration for vampire slaying Buffy Summers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Night of the Comet was the first film to have a PG-13 rating. Didn't know that before I read that on Wikipedia. Yeah. I love this movie when it came out. I've seen it half a dozen times, and I was due for another viewing, which is one of the reasons I picked it. And while it didn't hold up 100% for me, I did enjoy it. And I would recommend it if you haven't seen it, but you're not getting anything that's going to knock your socks off. If you had watched it 30 years ago, 40 years ago now. Oh my God, is it 40 years really?
Yeah.
Then you probably would have liked it then a lot more than you'll like it now. It like I said, it didn't hold up tremendously, but I still enjoyed it. So what did you guys think? Alan, you go first because they're gonna shit on it. Oh no,
Okay.
wait, you're gonna shit on it.
Well,
Hadley,
no.
what did you
No.
think?
Wait.
Well, hold on. I was like 21 when this came out, and I went and saw it, loved it, and forgot about it. I mean, I always remembered it, but I forgot about it. Watched it with my wife the other night, and we were laughing through it. Because it's silly, but it's a fun movie to watch. It really is. I mean, there's only 4 zombies in it, maybe.
Yeah.
At the most. But it's a fun movie. It really is.
The makeup is terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Tony's comment. Dad would have got them Uzis. They had
yeah, that was funny. But Kelly was never contacted about the remake. That's too bad. I don't really want him to remake this one. It's one of those ones where it should stay where it's at. Nostalgia. And that's when I watched it. It was nostalgic. My dad was in Bakersfield, and he was in a grocery store, and Robert Beltran, he's from Bakersfield, and he saw him in there, and he's gonna go over there and get his autograph. My mom's like, "No, Al, no, don't go over there." So he never did. I wish he would have though. But this is a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It's not, it didn't hold up. It's dated.
Yeah.
But it is a fun movie. Everybody should see it at least once, I think, just to get a context of the 80s. The radio station, that's how I imagine radio stations back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like that. I went to a radio station back in the 80s, but it was a news radio station, news talk, so it wasn't cool like that. But this is a good pick. I'm not going to shit all over this because it's nostalgia. It's part of the 80s. I love the 80s. I love the movies that came out of the 80s.
80s.
And whatever happened to Catherine?
I don't know. I think she might have stopped making movies, had a couple kids, and lived her life.
Yeah, did the Last Starfighter.
Good thing she stopped making movies after this one.
No, she did the Last
Starfighter. Yeah,
a couple of other stuff. She went mainstream, and she got out of science fiction, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and Lance, he made that. He was in that zombie series. So after that, after Last Starfighter.
Weekend at Bernie's. She was in Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay. See,
She's still doing stuff. I'm looking at it. She's got stuff
okay.
up in 2022. I had no idea.
She looks different.
She just went highbrow.
Yeah.
She wasn't lowbrow with the rest of us. She went highbrow.
After she made Weekend at Bernie's, her ship launched.
Yeah, where do you go after Weekend at Bernie's? Weekend at Bernie's 2?
Yeah. I got to admit, I've never seen that movie. I've got to watch it.
Oh, no,
yes, you do.
I
have a movie I want everybody to watch, but I'm trying to figure out when to make y'all watch it.
And probably in the turkeys when we do turkeys.
Yeah, it's not well, maybe it could be a turkey. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
But I was probably 13 when I went to see this movie, and I saw it at the theater, and I loved it then. It of course doesn't hold up, but it is so 1980s. It's the colors, the clothes, the big hair. God, the clothes. I remember going shopping with my sister and her getting some of the clothes that looked like that. But yeah, it was very nostalgic, but I would like to see them remake it. And I don't mean that in a it's a classic, don't touch it, because it's not a classic.
No.
But it's a fun concept that we see 15 million Marvel movies, but we don't see anything like this redone. And I think it'd be fun to see something like this kind of redone.
Just watch the spin you put on it, I think.
But I will say this: did y'all not think Hector seemed like he was a lot older than her?
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah,
I was like, is he like 40? And let's pair them up. This is the 80s.
Actually, I'm going to look up their age difference right now.
It was noticeable.
She was like a fresh-faced 18.
Oh, there was nobody left on Earth. All those norms go out the window.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and the guy that played Larry, her boyfriend at the beginning, in Breaking Bad, he was the Aryan Brotherhood guy that was shot at the end. He was the one that got.
Was he in Boardwalk Empire? Was he Nucky's brother?
Michael Bowen? I don't know. I don't know, he did a lot of B movies for a while as like the leading man type, and then kind of disappeared.
Well, if you haven't seen Boardwalk Empire, that's a series I very highly recommend.
It's a great series.
Is it? I haven't seen that one.
Beltran is 6 years older than Stewart.
Oh, okay.
So he's only 6 years older than her.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking about Shea Wiggum.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I could
look
see
alike.
that. I could see that. Yeah, they look alike. But this guy was in Breaking Bad. He was the Aryan Brotherhood leader in the last season.
I don't remember. I binge watched Breaking Bad, so it's all like a blur.
I saw it a while ago.
I haven't seen it yet.
But I do remember him, actually, now. He's the one that kept them down in prison. Yeah, there's $80 million, and he was gonna. He killed Uncle Hank.
Yep.
He's the son of a bitch that killed Uncle Hank.
Yep. So good thing he got hit in the head by that zombie.
Right? They hit him again.
Tony's the baby. Him and Dave, they're like, Dave, what is 30? Tony's like, I was 11 when it came out. Well, you just, I'm not going to be a cougar on you anymore with talking about your dog looking good, Tony. Breaking Bad is awesome.
Gosh, you don't want to give up any more than Steven. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's a great series. It really is. And watch El Camino. When you're done with that, watch the movie El Camino. It tells you what happens afterwards. It's on Netflix.
Scott's like, I don't have time to watch all this TV, people.
I don't. All right. You want my opinion of Night of the Valley Girls?
Yes.
Night of the Valley Girls, yes.
Okay, here the snark comes on, full blast.
Uh-oh.
I saw it in college. One night it was on HBO. Didn't like it. Watched it again, thinking, okay, I'll take a look at it. It was nostalgic. If like you think the 1930s was the Great Depression was nostalgic, 1928, the stock market crash was nostalgic. I just could not stand this movie. It was like they took The Last Man on Earth and Dawn of the Dead, put the two scripts down, and took the worst of both scripts and put them together. There was nothing about this I liked. The only actor or actress I liked was the younger sister. I thought she was cute. Everyone else in the movie, I was rooting for the zombies. I just did not like this movie at all. The only reason I sat through it, the only thing I noticed was, the one thing that was like, I thought that was unique. Remember the guy in the video machine that beat her out, DMK?
Yeah.
Did you notice at the end when the guy pulls up, takes the sister and goes off? His license plate was DMK. That was like, wow.
Danny Mason Keener.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he had 15 Mercedes.
See, that was like the most intelligent part of the movie for me. Did not
You're the
like
Grinch. You're the Grinch that stole the Night of the Comet.
I know,
if
right?
I had the choice between this, Poultrygeist, and Thanksgiving, this would be the last one I'd watch.
What?
Damn, you stole somebody's childhood there, Scott.
You really didn't like this movie, huh? Damn.
No, I did
really
not.
think.
I've seen it twice, and it's like worse every time. If the North Koreans capture me, that's what they're going to do. They're going to tie me to a table and put this on a continuous loop until I crash.
And this is the same man who brought us Tokyo Gore Police.
Right?
Well, maybe if there was more gore in it, I might have liked it. But
Yeah, the makeup was terrible. I mean, it really was. And that's when I say, I'd like to see a remake. That's kind of what I mean with the right budget and modern stuff. It's just because we have so many comets that are coming towards Earth or asteroids.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it would be interesting to see how they do it with a 2020s flair.
Yeah.
It was definitely a Valley Girl 1980s movie. And I guess if you were a Valley Girl from the 1980s, you might have loved it. It didn't do anything to me, but I would like to see a remake of it and see how they do it.
Did you notice?
I like apocalyptic movies, and this is an apocalyptic movie. So.
Yeah. Did you notice it had Juliette Lewis's dad in there, Jeffrey Lewis? He played the head scientist.
No.
That was turning. Yeah, that's Jeffrey Lewis. In that.
Yeah, he's the vampire from Salem's Lot and sitting in the chair.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other guy I think was Ed Burns from Route 66. Oh my gosh, that's old. I'm old.
Yeah, but you didn't see it live, so you're not that old.
True, I
Right.
did not see it live.
So I just looked up remake of Night of the Comet. Here's
Yes.
something for you. Night of the Comet is a vastly underrated horror comedy from the 80s, but it will soon get some of the recognition it deserves thanks to a new remake. The updated version was just announced in October, and things are moving along quickly as the film screenwriter has announced she's already completed the script. A lot of pain.
I got to read this. Dan Ewell says, "Damn, Scott, I've seen murder victims less brutalized in your thoughts on Night of the Comet."
Well, especially if he's comparing it to what was the turkey movie.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. That's awesome. We are old, Alan. It just goes, Steven. I don't know where it goes. To my waist.
Yeah. I wish it didn't. Looks down.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, it's like the thing I posted today. It had a picture of the father, Al Bundy, and it had a picture of Red from the 70s show. And it says, the older I get, the more I realize these guys were right.
Yep. Red Foreman.
Yeah.
My hero.
Yeah, he was awesome.
So
thank you, Mr. Hippie.
Thanksgiving is funny as shit. Steven Drysdale said, "Oh, so that's your family, though, right?"
That's my family. Yeah.
Oh, so you've paid him. All right.
Yeah, we know he paid you, Steven.
Families that slay together stay together.
There you go. So what do we give this? What are we going to give this, Hadley?
I'll give it a 2.5.
Scott?
1.5, and I'm being generous.
You are being generous.
Yeah.
Mitch?
I'll give it a 3. I enjoyed parts of it.
I'll give it a 3.5 just because I think it should be watched. You don't have to love it, but it's a nice nostalgia. I mean, I love the 80s. I had a good time in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I love the little nostalgia, and my wife kept commenting on the hair because, she used to wear her hair like that. She's an 80s kid. So
this was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I would have given this a 4 for sure.
Yeah.
I loved it back then. And I just saw it again. And I was like,
Yeah, but see, Rich and I are from Massachusetts. We remember when the hair was even higher than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When the number one domestic accident involved tall hair and ceiling fans.
Hey, I was from California at that time, and there was some pretty big hair there too.
Well,
and it was
know what
the guys.
It
was mostly the guys.
Gum snappers.
What they say in the South is the bigger the hair, the closer to God.
Did you call David Muga a baby?
He is. He's a youngster. You don't remember last week when he found out how old I was? He was like, "Oh, I'm the baby."
Oh yeah, that's right. We're Sacramento, Rio Linda, not as far south as where you're at all. But my family's from Bakersfield, so that's closer to you, David. So exciting. Now I live in Nevada, among the nuclear waste. I think I'm growing a third something. I don't know.
Not going to go there. We don't need more dong talk.
Well, I'm sorry we've had such a problem tonight. David said that Facebook finally went down, and Jennifer is sending me messages, and she's like, "I don't know what you did. I didn't do anything different when I set things up tonight. It should go straight to Facebook just like always."
Yeah, it's weird. I got on my screen. It's going to Facebook and YouTube and the podcast site. So yeah, weird.
Well, when I opened up my Facebook, the whole little thing that had the pages, my pages is gone.
Wow, weird.
So I don't know if they've updated something. Maybe I didn't update something. I don't know.
It's Facebook.
They're mad. They're mad at me.
So
Facebook would be like Skynet. It's going to be what takes us down.
I posted a link to this, and it's actually a link to get into the StreamYard. So I'm just going to take it down.
Yeah, Bakersfield's pretty close, David.
Yeah. Where the hell is
Ton of Gamboa's here? Ton of Gamboa.
Can't move to trash.
Yep.
Revere.
See, you'd always
Aquanet.
know it's called Revere and Medford,
Revere.
but Massachusetts people because it's Revere, Medford.
Revere.
What is that? Is that hairspray?
No, no.
Aquanet.
In Revere, they used to have these. I'll have to find. I got a picture of my sister and her best friend with that nuclear bomb, the mushroom cloud here. Yeah. Oh, it's a riot.
You should see my yearbook.
Hey, is Stephen Ash?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, now I feel much better. I thought that was your nephew.
Because I was thinking, we're missing Ash
tonight. My nephew is Stevie Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one. So Ash is not the one running around in his underwear. That's the kid.
God, I hope it's not Ash running around.
We don't know that. We don't know that. I just, what he said there, I thought, that's got to be Ash.
It is.
Yes, I am.
Yes, if you're on his Facebook page, I am shocked he hasn't been banned this week. He's like pushing the limit.
I like his post. They're correct.
Yeah. Oh, they
are funny.
Yeah.
Well, this was a fun week, even if some of the movies might not have been great. They were at least something different to talk about. You know, we don't have to like them all the time.
That's true.
Wait, Tony, you're in Revere now? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
You live in Revere? Hell, man, I live like 40 miles south of you. I live in Pembroke. Damn, small world.
All y'all massholes up there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
East Coast assholes.
Hey, we admit we're massholes.
Y'all told me what it meant, so I have to use it now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like a race car driver here in New Hampshire with all the old folks, I'm going to do 30 on a 45 mile an hour zone. I'm like passing a no pass zones to get by them.
If you can drive in Mass, you can drive anywhere. Exactly. And I drove in Italy, so that's true.
Yeah.
Mike got kicked off tonight.
Hey, Mike, we don't know what's happening with Facebook. I can look at it on my phone, and I can look at it if I go to the link, but I can't see it from my Facebook account.
Yeah. Huh. It's good to know you're out there, Mike, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be posting it to the Scott Baker, the Facebook group, Realm of Zombies, Paranormal, and Other Monsters. So, check tomorrow if you want to.
Yeah, and I'll post the Spotify up tonight. So
I think you have to have a 3-day ban and then a 1-week ban before you.
Do y'all realize that this is on the internet and people are going to know where y'all live?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Come see me.
Yes. Well, you guys should all get together.
Come to my front door and give me crap. I got 2 dogs and an arsenal. I know somebody on here who chased a guy down the street once with an AK-47 in his underwear.
Was it you?
Wasn't
me. There you go. Was he more scared of the underwear or the AK-47? That's right.
They were trying to steal his car from the driveway.
No.
But I'm not
I wouldn't want
who
Rich
that
to catch me
individual
either.
was.
I'd be more afraid of Rich than the gun, I think.
I feel you, dog. No, I've gotten 4, 5, 6 30-day bans now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I've never gotten a 30-day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's I don't know if they go past that. I guess maybe just to cancel your account, but I've gotten some serious bans for saying shit that wasn't bad. My first ban was what I said was, man, those damn Koreans make some scary ass
As
zombies.
he says it gets us banned.
Well, that's
let's try YouTube.
And they got me for hate speech for that. I was like, wait, what? Because I had said damn Koreans, and it's not like I wouldn't have said damn Americans. I don't hate Koreans. It was ridiculous.
No, I know what you meant.
Yeah, I know you guys get it, but clearly Zuck didn't get it. He zucked me.
So he zucked you off.
But I've been yes. So I've had, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 30-day bans.
I got banned for threatening a cardboard cutout of myself.
Of you, yeah.
And when they, when I was asked to give my, the explanation and everything, I said, hey, I was talking about a obviously cardboard cutout of myself, and there's a picture of it and everything. They didn't care.
I never even try.
One of my bans was I posted the picture from Full Metal Jacket in the in the barracks where they've got the M1s and they're holding their crotch. This is my weapon. This is my guy. I got banned for pornography.
That's so stupid. You know what I recently found out is that they're fact checkers. They can have opinions against your opinion. Fact check you.
Oh yeah.
And put a blocker on it.
Yeah.
It's just horseshit.
Wow. And wow. So Mike got banned for 24 hours one time for his Good Morning post. They said it was a violation of the human exploitation guide. Really?
Mike, how dare you say good things to people?
Yes.
Mike,
what were you thinking?
I put a joke up with Gomez saying just because it's a bad idea doesn't mean it's not a fun idea. They took it, Facebook took it down and sent me a message saying, "Are you suicidal? Here, contact these hotlines if you need help."
Ridiculous.
Well, I didn't get a notice, so I don't really understand what happened.
Listen to these guys. One of my bands.
We're starting to wear it as a pride of all. Hey, Clark Morris sent me this for the next time I'm jailed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got one upstairs.
Mine's at work.
Mine's
at work. David Muga says he got a warning from a meme about burning down a house to get rid of a spy.
Oh my God.
Everybody's posted that meme, right?
I know.
Yeah. I got a warning on that same one. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, wow. I responded to Hadley on Snatch saying what part was Brad Pitt's character's race.
I hear Hadley and Snatch. I was like, what? I'm over here trying to figure out Facebook. I'm like,
movie.
Well, damn.
Landa got a warning talking about killing zombies.
Well, you got
that's ridiculous.
I still keep the meme about when the mighty Zuck went to Congress and had to sit on a booster seat.
Yet I posted memes about Zuck that were not very nice, and I didn't get banned for those.
See, I don't think they would dare do that. You know, they can say, well, you come to violate, but if you go after the Zuck and they ban you, then it's just, he looks like what he is, a petty little, I'll be nice.
I won't. He's a bitch.
I was going to say piece of shit, but I did not want to insult bitches around the world.
Yeah.
Well, that'll get me banned.
Yeah. Jeez. Copyright infringement for playing a song on the canjo. What's a canjo?
I don't know.
That's probably because you're playing on a canjo.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with David. We need to incorporate insensitivity training.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, you will be banned again. We have no doubt, Stephen.
I can't make that go away. There.
I just did sensitivity training at work a couple weeks ago.
What'd you learn that we need to know?
Well, I learned that they had a hand that was supposed to be people, and one of the fingers they painted a dark color with an afro.
Oh shit! Oh, can't do that.
Yeah.
That was in your sensitivity training?
Back in the 90s, they sent out a they sent out a team, you know, for what you can and cannot say to the office to where I was working. And the boss called me and two others in and said, shut up, don't say a word, keep your mouth shut. I don't want to get in trouble. So the person comes out, they're like, we're going to show videos and we want you to tell us what's wrong. And this young woman in skirt and heels was walking down the hall, and the guy working on the water cooler goes, nice legs, babe. And she hits the pause button and goes, now, what was the sexually harassing thing said there? And we all looked at my boss, and he melted down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, really? You can't figure that one out?
Organizations have the worst sexual harassment training. We were having sexual harassment training when I first started in the department, and the lieutenant that was giving the sexual harassment course was hitting on my buddy blatantly. It was.
Well, you see, he misunderstood it. He thought he was training you how to sexually harass.
No, it was a female. It was a female.
No, she thought she was training how to do it, not to do it.
And it was blatant.
Yeah.
Oh, he froze. CIA's after him now.
Oh God, that's it. Tomorrow we're all banned from Facebook.
That side. I'm gonna reach into Alan, just grab him and pull him back. Nope. Oh, it's a great picture. Can we please save this of his face? Look at that face.
I got it. He looks like he just watched Thanksgiving again.
I know.
No hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one of the movies that we've ever watched that I didn't finish.
See,
And I made myself finish it. I felt like y'all were going to talk bad about me if I was being a
No.
girl and didn't watch it.
No.
I liked it because I liked it for Rutger Hauer.
I love Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
We lost him.
He's gone.
Oh,
All right.
we're 15 minutes over the hour anyway.
Yeah, so we should probably all take off. Take off what?
I just miss y'all during the week.
Oh, Tina came in. It's their anniversary. Tina came in.
I was going to say, I wasn't going to say what I thought about that
That
picture.
explains the look.
Yep.
He's like, he's back.
Hey,
Oh, we were
That was
not
quick.
talking about you. We were not.
No, not at all. We didn't take screenshots of your face.
it's really weird because it looks like you guys disappeared too.
Oh,
Yo, what's up?
We were here.
What's up with this?
Something must be up.
Good one, Tony.
Snatched. 2 dogs. Tony's comment.
Later. That is later. Hey, you guys, I'm gonna have to split. It's my anniversary, so I've got to go do anniversary stuff.
Right.
So.
Okay.
We all give 2 dogs for that. So.
No, there's only one dong involved.
Wish Tina a happy anniversary for us.
I will.
Please do.
I will. Thank you all. And thanks for
Tell
joining
her
us,
we missed
everybody.
Yes.
I will talk to you 3 later.
All
Ciao.
right,
See you,
guys.
buddy.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Sorry about the problems, and we will see y'all next week.
Next Thursday.
Thanks,
Night.
everybody.
Stay
All right.
weird.
Good seeing you all. Have a good weekend.